It's Blu-ray time, people. I've got some Japanese hotness in this video talking about Masaki Kobayashi's Kwaidan. I'm not just talking about the film, I'm talking about the brand new collector's edition Blu-ray release from Eureka Masters of Cinema. And oh boy, I've got a lot to say about the film and this release itself, so stick around till the end to hear my verdict. Not only will I be talking about this, but what's this? It's the Criterion edition of Kwaidan. I'm going to be doing a bit of a comparison between the two and help you decide which version you need, and if you already have this Kwaidan edition from a few years ago, whether it's worth the old double dip, as we say. So let's get into looking at these releases. Before I get into this, I should point out the Masters of Cinema release is Region B only, so you're going to need a UK player or a Region B player to actually play this on. Let me just say a bit about the film before I get into this release. Kwaidan is a film from Masaki Kobayashi, one of the greatest Japanese filmmakers of all time. I recently spoke about Harakiri on my top 10 Masters of Cinema releases, so check that out. I'll include it in the description below. I've said before that Kobayashi is one of the greatest directors of all time, and what he does here is he takes these ghost stories, he doesn't necessarily do them in a genre fashion, so it's not like these are horror stories or horror films. So while Kobayashi isn't going for pure horror, he is then able to dissect areas of what it is to be human and our infallible nature, the things that we fail on, and each story kind of focuses on that. Let's start with the packaging, and you'll know that I love a hard case. This is a hardbound case. I'm a sucker for these, but I do have a particular issue with this, which I'm going to call you out on, Eureka. If you're watching this, I want to know why you made this choice. You've put the ratings logo on the hard case itself. This is actually printed on here, and it's not printed on the spine, thankfully. Thank God they didn't do that. So you're probably thinking, look, Elliot, you're taking this way too far. It doesn't matter. And look, if they did this for every release, I wouldn't care. But what's so strange is I've got two of their previous releases and they actually managed to avoid this issue. So I don't know why it wasn't done with this. Let me just show you what I mean. So here I've got two more of these hardbound releases from Masters of Cinema. I've got The African Queen and A Fistful of Dynamite. And these are spine number 218 and 219 respectively, whereas Kwaidan is 228. So these came before, and these were probably in production before. What you'll notice about these two is they do have the logos on the cases, but for these, this is what they've done. So they've got this, but then on the back, all of this information is actually printed on a J card, and this J card can peel off. So you can take this off completely and bam, no ratings logo. And it's the exact same with A Fistful of Dynamite. Look, it's on a J card, and then you've got the logo here, but then flip this up, no logo. So they've managed to do this for the two previous releases that are like this. Why the hell did they not do it with Kwaidan? I just want to say, if you're liking this unboxing review type video, please do consider subscribing to the channel, because it would be great to have you in this community. Anyway, back to the Kwaidan unboxing. So that's the hardbound case. So getting out the contents, they do come out with a bit of maneuvering, a bit of manipulation. So they're out of this case. It's not as bad as the African Queen one, because with the African Queen, you just couldn't get the stuff out. And in fact, Eureka had to send out replacement cases, of which I don't actually have. So I'll show you my African Queen. Like literally, no matter how hard I go, they will not come out. You really have to kind of stick something in there to pull them out. So that's a pain. I do need to get that replacement case at some point. So inside the case, you've got the Blu-ray case with the disc itself, and then you've got a booklet. I'll just show you the booklet first. This booklet is a very nice booklet. It's quite substantial as well. Let's see how many pages it is. 97 pages, so it's a pretty substantial booklet. It's a nice colour with what I think is one of the original posters of Kwaidan. And then within it, it's not one of those where there's lots of pictures. It is lots of text and lots of writings about the film. This is something that isn't replicated on the Criterion release, so I will get into some comparisons in a bit. Anyway, it's a great booklet, and I think this already helps set this release apart from other releases. Then you've got the actual Amore case of the film itself. This is pretty standard. It looks like most of the Masters of Cinema releases with the logo and the spine number 228. And then this artwork, I think this is poster artwork. I don't think it's original artwork. And then of course you've just got all the details on the back. Within the case itself, you've got the disc, and then there is a reversible sleeve. So the sleeve on the back has the same artwork as the outer case. So if you wanted, you could switch that around. So the actual presentation of the film, it's 1080p presentation from a 2K digital restoration of Kobayashi's original director's cut. So you're getting Kobayashi's original vision for this film. It's of course in Japanese, but it does have English subtitles, which are optional. So if you can understand Japanese, which I would love to be able to do, then you can turn the subtitles off. Then one of the features on here is an interview with Kim Newman. Kim Newman is a great horror aficionado, a film historian from the UK. I love seeing interviews and features with Kim Newman. Then there's a video essay from David Cairns, and I think David Cairns does great work. He does so many video essays for Masters of Cinema, and this one is with Fiona Watson as well. It's a great video essay about the film, which is 35 minutes long, so you're getting some extra content there. And then you've got the original trailers for the film, and then the back of the box does mention what you get in the 100-page booklet. Sorry, not 97 pages, 100 pages. So you get reprints of the Lafcadio Hearn original short stories that Kwaidan is based upon. You get a survey of the life and career of Masaki Kobayashi by Linda Hoagland. And then there's a new essay by film writer and scholar Craig Ian Mann. And then a wide-ranging interview with Masaki Kobayashi, the last that the great filmmaker would ever give in his life. So all in all, looks like a pretty amazing package, apart from that ugly logo on the front. But what can you do? So how does this new release stack up against the Criterion? Let's have a look at this one. So the Criterion disc is from 2015, so it's about 5 years old. It's been around for a while. But in terms of picture quality and audio quality, the two releases are very similar. To be honest, with the naked eye, you're probably not going to notice much difference. I think the Eureka disc has the very slight edge, but that's probably just because of slight improvements over time. It isn't anything drastic, so I wouldn't worry particularly about picture quality or audio quality. Where these releases differ, and probably the reason why you would want to double dip, is the special features. They're all completely different. So what you get on the Criterion disc, let's have a look. So on this, there's an audio commentary. So there's no audio commentary on the Masters of Cinema release. There's an audio commentary by film historian Stephen Prince. There's an interview with Kobayashi from 1993, conducted by filmmaker Masahiro Shinoda. Then there's a new interview with assistant director Kiyoshi Ogasawara. There's also a new piece about author Lafcadio Hearn, on whose versions of Japanese folktales Kwaidan is based. You get the trailers that are on the Masters of Cinema release, and then there's an essay by Jeffrey O'Brien, which is included on the little booklet that you get inside. But this booklet it's like a leaflet. It's not a booklet as such. It's definitely nothing compared to the Masters of Cinema one. So that's both of these releases. Which one is better? Well, like I said, in terms of the film itself, they're both the same, so it just comes down to preference. Are you a particular Criterion collector? Then you'll probably want to go for this. Are you someone that likes nice packaging and special collector's editions? Then I would go with the Masters of Cinema one. For me, I'd say maybe the Masters of Cinema one has the edge because I do like the booklet and I like that Kim Newman interview as well. So I would go for this, but honestly, they're both pretty similar. You'd probably only want to double dip if you're a super fan of Kwaidan and Kobayashi, which I am. I love Kobayashi and his films, so it was a no-brainer for me to get both of these. And I collect all of the Masters of Cinema releases, so yeah, it was going to happen anyway. That rounds out this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think I pretty much covered everything, but if there's anything I missed that you want to know, by all means, let me know in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you. I'll be back for more videos on Criterion and Masters of Cinema and Blu-ray collecting in general. So until then, if you want to watch more of my channel, get some more recommendations, just click whatever video is on the screen right now. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I have so many videos giving you recommendations. So yeah, stick around and I'll see you next time. So keep watching great films.